Hey, yeah, let's see how you do under pressure. Oh, yeah, I've been wanting this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Okay, hey, yeah, ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra.
Yo, yo, yo! What's going on, everybody? Welcome in to another episode podcast to talk about our favorite team, the Arizona Cardinals. Huge shout out to the people that are currently in the chat. We got Julio, we got Matthew, we got Juan, Aaliyah, Miguel, Stranger. What's up, y'all? Appreciate you guys for being here. Do me a huge favor, smack up the like button here on your way in. If you guys haven't done so already, what y'all doing? It's game day, ladies and gentlemen. We got Monday Night Football, Cardinals versus the Dallas Cowboys. And for the people out there that are not excited about this game, it's been a long time coming. It's been a while since the Arizona Cardinals suit up in prime time or just in general, right? I'm excited. I hope the Arizona Cardinals can pull off a W. Am I worried about draft stock? I mean, a little bit. But at the end of the day, the last time I looked, the Arizona Cardinals, I believe, are sitting at the 7th overall spot in the 2026 NFL draft. But who cares? I want to go into Jerry's world and absolutely destroy the Dallas Cowboys' dreams and hearts. And I want the Arizona Cardinals to come out here and come out with a W. We do got a super chat coming our way. We got Julio already starting the super chat train saying this: everything changes tonight. Go Cardinals. Love to see it. Love to see it, ladies and gentlemen. We've had a busy morning this morning. I'm not sure if you guys saw the Marvin Harrison Sr. video that we just posted. There was an article on ESPN. Very, very good. It's performing very well on the channel, so I appreciate you guys for obviously, supporting what we're doing here on this channel and trying our best to cover everything Arizona Cardinals because, man, it's a lot. And I'm a one-man crew. I'm a one-man crew. I'm doing everything. Instagram, X, as well as YouTube, all the graphics. Everything is basically one-man crew here and what I'm doing. So appreciate you guys' support and obviously being here. Today we're talking about Cardinals versus Cowboys. Hey, let's go. Cardinals versus Cowboys. Monday Night Football. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, for the people out there that are living under rocks and don't know, because believe it or not, it's crazy to me because, yes, there's a portion of fans that are only primarily on Instagram. There's a portion of fans that are only on X and Twitter. And then there's my main following, which is here on YouTube, which is where I do my live podcasts all the time. I make posts everywhere, right? So it's kind of distributed through all social media platforms. The only one I'm not very consistent on is obviously TikTok, which I probably should be, but it's kind of one of those things that it is what it is. But there's a portion of Cardinal fans that really don't get updates because they're not in social media. Like they don't actually follow anybody. So they're confused, right? They're probably expecting to see Kyler Murray on Monday night. So for the people out there that are living under a rock, ladies and gentlemen, it's Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett is starting today on Monday Night Football in Jerry World. And for the people out there saying, oh, I already know that. No, but believe me when I say this, there's a portion of Cardinal fans that do not know until the day of. They don't listen to the videos. They don't listen to the posts. They don't follow any other people out there that are covering Cardinal stuff. So, yes, Kyler Murray will be missing his third straight game, and it's going to be Jacoby Brissett versus Dak Prescott on Monday Night Football. And I'm pumped. I don't care. I don't care if it's a backup quarterback. I'm pumped. I've seen enough in 2 weeks from Jacoby Brissett to say I think that Jacoby Brissett, or even if Kyler played in this game, they were going to abuse that defense over there with the Dallas Cowboys. Absolutely abuse the Dallas Cowboys defense. They are one of the worst ranked defenses in the NFL, bar none. And their offense is very good. Like, they're very potent to points, right? Javonte Williams, CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, Ferguson, which is their tight end, and then Pickens as well. They have a very good let's score points type of offense, but their defense on the other side of the coin, that's the same defense that allowed Russell Wilson to absolutely go crazy on them. So can Jacoby Brissett do that? I mean, I'm pretty confident. I'm pretty darn confident. Call me crazy. I'm pretty darn confident that we're going to see Jacoby Brissett absolutely light up this Cowboys defense. Now, the big question out there is, our defense going to stop them? That's the big question out there. Are we in for a shootout? And I do believe we are. I do believe we're in for a shootout, ladies and gentlemen. So I want to go ahead and talk about things to look out for in this game because, like I said, whenever you're looking at this defense, the Dallas Cowboys are ranked one of the worst defenses in the entire league. Like, per Fox Sports, right? Let's just use Fox Sports as an example. In total defense, the Cowboys are ranked 31st. 31st, ladies and gentlemen, 31st in the NFL. That's not good. On rushing defense, they're ranked 29. They give up a total of about 146 rushing yards a game. 146 rushing yards a game. The Dallas Cowboys are ranked number 29. Let's go with the passing. For the passing, not scoring defense. I apologize. Where's the passing at? It's rushing. Okay, passing defense, they're ranked 31st. They're ranked 31st. They give up about 258.6 yards a game. Crazy. Crazy. If there is a game for a get-right game for the Arizona Cardinals to potentially win a game, it's this one right here. It's this one right here. Now, yes, we don't have Kyler Murray coming into this game, which is what? Is it 8-0, 9-0 in Jerry World, right? We don't have Kyler Murray, unfortunately, because he might be the guy that's going to wheel us to a win. But I'm confident, man. I'm confident in Jacoby Brissett and how he's able to run this offense. Now, is there something to be said about Jacoby Brissett playing 2 games? Already have film on him, and the third game might be a little different. Yeah, there's something to be said about that. But on the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Dallas Cowboys defense. They have gone through so many injuries. They no longer have Micah Parsons. He's now with the Green Bay Packers, which we already know. We see Micah Parsons already wreak havoc on this Arizona Cardinals O-line, but they don't have that guy anymore, man. They don't have that guy. So this is going to be a very fascinating shootout type of game, and I'm for it, man. I'm so darn excited about this game. I really am. I'm excited to see how the turnout here on YouTube is going to be. If you guys don't know, I will be doing a live play-by-play, talking Cardinals versus Cowboys. I know the game won't be showing, but if you want a place to go to hang out with other Cardinal fans, the chat's going to be there. Chat's going to be alive. I will be live around 5:55 p.m. today before kickoff for the Arizona Cardinals versus Dallas Cowboys game. And here's the thing. Right now, there's no more room for error. There's no more room for error, ladies and gentlemen. No more room for error. The Seattle Seahawks, the 49ers, and the Rams, they all have 6 wins on the season. You can't keep falling behind. You can't keep falling behind. This is where you make your stand right here in Jerry World versus the Dallas Cowboys. This is where you do it. You can't sell to the fan base. You can't sell to the people that are diehard Arizona Cardinal fans that you can come back from 2-6. 2-5, it's already a hard sell. You lost to the damn Tennessee Titans, right? It's a hard sell. But there's still a sliver of hope. If you leave this game at 3-5, there's a slight hope for the season. Now, it doesn't help that you got the Seattle Seahawks literally the game after, but we worry about them later. You got to worry about this game right here that's in front of you, and that's Monday Night Football versus the Dallas Cowboys. And man, I'm excited, brother. I am excited about this game. Let's talk about their offense, right? We talked about the Dallas Cowboys defense. We know they're terrible, but let's talk about their offense real quick. Their offense is one of the best out there. So, per Fox Sports, they're ranked number 2. Ranked number 2, just below the Colts. So they're ranked number 2. And they average about 384.1 yards a game. They're good. They're very good. Their passing offense, they're ranked number 1, averaging about 263.8 yards a game. Very good. Rushing offense, I'm actually very surprised. They're actually ranked number 13. But they got a really good player over there in Javonte Williams. So I'm actually kind of very surprised about that. They're ranked number 13, but it's still nothing to sneeze at, right? They're still doing pretty solid. Scoring offense, ranked number 2, averaging about 30 points a game. Red zone offense, number 11. Third down offense, number 8. So this offense is night and day from their defense. One thing that I would say is that I do believe that there's going to be a shootout, especially if Jacoby Brissett can get into the rhythm of how we can run this offense. This could potentially be a shootout. Now, who's going to win this game is going to be the defense that steps up the 1 or 2 times, that forces a turnover or 2, right? That forces something that completely goes awry. That's who's going to win this game. Now, another thing that I really want to keep an eye on as well is how this offense is going to function in the fourth quarter. The Arizona Cardinals offense in the fourth quarter has been terrible, right? I think we've been outscored by a crazy amount. I used to have the stat right here, and I don't know where the heck it's at anymore, but we've been outscored by a crazy amount, and that's with Kyler Murray at the helm and Jacoby Brissett. Like, it's nuts. I believe it was like 70 plus to like 30 something, or maybe somewhere in the 20s. Like, it's that bad. There's a big discrepancy between the points that are scored in the fourth quarter against us compared to the points that we're scoring in the fourth. So that needs to change. The Cardinals need to not play conservative. They need to play to win a game and not play to not lose, right? They need to be aggressive. They need to go on fourth downs. They need to trust their weapons in Marv and Trey, Michael Wilson, Zay Jones. They need to trust these guys down the field, convert a fourth down. That's what this game entails. Your back is against the wall. Your season could be kaput. And guess what? You got the trade deadline tomorrow. Did we forget? The trade deadline is tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. So if you want to savor or salvage any part of the season, this is your time to do it, right? Buda Baker, Calais Campbell, Jalen Thompson, anybody else that could potentially be a trade candidate can at least be put to pause, at least for a slight, right? If the Cardinals win this game. Now, I've said this before, the Cardinals don't have it easy after this game. And I don't think this game is easy as well. This game is going to be a tough game. It really is. But if you take care of this game, you're at least trending in the right direction. After the Dallas Cowboys, we got the Seattle Seahawks next Sunday. Yikes. After that, we got the 49ers. Yikes. Then you got the Jaguars. So let's just focus on those 4 games right now. And if the Cardinals can somehow have a sliver of hope, you got to start by winning this game. It's just as simple as that. Simple as that. The trade deadline is tomorrow, and I'm already seeing people in the chat saying Kyler's going to be gone tomorrow. Can't wait. I don't know if he's going to. We're going to be talking about this a little later on. There is somewhat of a Kyler update that we're going to get to a little later on in the show. For the people out there that feel like Kyler will get traded tomorrow, maybe this, what we're going to be diving into a little later on, it might shock you, which it shocked me a little bit, but now when I'm really thinking about it, it didn't, right? So now that I kind of took a moment to step back, it didn't. But like I said, we're going to dive into it a little later on. But I appreciate you guys for being here. So let's do this. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think this game is going to turn? How do you think this game is going to turn out? Give me your best predictions here in the chat right now. Do you see this Arizona Cardinals team come out with a W? Do you? If you don't, that's fine. That's okay. That's okay. Do you see the Arizona Cardinals coming out with a W in this game? Let me know in the chat. Hell, give me your predictions in the chat. What do you think is going to happen in this game? Will it be a shootout? Will it be a defensive game? How do you think this game is going to shake out? Honestly, I'm going to go first. I think this game is going to come down to a game that's probably both teams in their 30s. If not 30s, definitely a team in their 30s and the other one in the high 20s. This is going to be a high-scoring event in my mind. It really is. But I ask you, how do you think this game's going to shake out? We got Joey in the chat saying, yes, a W. There you go. Positivity in the air. Love to see it. Brian AZ in the chat says 34-27 Cowboys. Oh, man, that just keeps going back to what we've been dealing with, right, since the season. Or at least after we started off 2-0, the Cardinals can't win close games. And that might be a 6-game losing streak, unfortunately, if Brian's prediction comes to fruition, which I hope it doesn't. But, it's pretty realistic. Jay on the chat saying Cardinals will win something like 28-24. Okay, we got some positivity. Fausto in the chat saying 14-22. Love to see the emojis. Love it, love it, love it. JK says a nail biter. Okay. Khalid, what's up, man? 38-31. That's my type of game right there. That's my type of game. I want to see Trey McBride absolutely go crazy in this game again. I would love to see another Trey McBride game that we saw 2 weeks ago. I would love to see another Trey McBride game like that. 2 touchdowns, close to 100 yards, if not over 100 yards. That's what I want to see. That's what I would love to see in this game. Trey McBride, man. Let's freaking go. And I want to see Marvin Harrison Jr. also get involved as well. I'm looking at their depth chart right now, the Dallas Cowboys depth chart. They are down so many players. It's not even funny, man. It's not even fun. They're down so many players. Like, they got hit with the injury bug as much as we did, but, like, their defense is not that great. Like, we all know Trayvon Diggs was probably arguably their best corner at one point. Now they're kind of shifting on over to maybe Bland as being one of their best corners. But they're rolling with Reddy Stewart, Kalen Carson, DaRon Bland. Kenneth Murray, I do like him. I'm not sure how he's really doing this year, but I do like Kenneth Murray Jr. He was a former Chargers, if I'm not correct. Oh, sorry, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's the former Chargers guy. I do like him. Shamar James, Dante Fowler, that's a pretty known name. Kenny Clark, that's who they ended up trading with Micah Parsons. But man, I don't know if any of these guys are really worth a lick, man. There's a reason why this is the probably worst defense in the NFL. There's a reason. There's a reason. I'm seeing Cooper Beebe right now is listed on the IR still. I'm wondering if they're getting their center back. I did hear something earlier this morning that they might be getting Cooper Beebe back, which is their center, because they've been rolling with a different guy. I believe it was Brock Hoffman. But right now, he's still listed on the IR right now. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So, yeah, I'm not worried about their defense. I'm really not. I'm worried about their offense. That's what I'm worried. I'm worried about their offense. Can we score more points than them? That's just what it comes down. Can we score more points than them? That's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. David in the chat says no fourth quarter stop. Well, I'm also looking for that. Can the Arizona Cardinals defense force a stop? Can the Arizona Cardinals defense force a stop when they need to? Well, that's going to be a big question. That's going to be a very, very big question. Very big question. Trey McBride versus the Packers. I want to see this type of performance that we had versus the Packers. That's what I want to see from Trey McBride. 10 receptions, 74 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's what I would love to see. Hell, I would even take the Colts. I would even take the Colts type of game. 8 receptions, 72 yards, and a touchdown. I would even take that as well. McBride has 3 touchdowns already in 2 games with Jacoby. He had 1 touchdown with Kyler in 5 games and 1 touchdown last year in 17 games with Kyler. It's crazy to me. Like, I don't, like, I'm sitting back and kind of realizing, like, how underutilized we actually allowed Trey McBride to be last year. Like, there's no way in hell we should have allowed him to only have 1 touchdown last year. Like, that's crazy to me. But that's what happened. That's what happened, unfortunately. Trey McBride is being fed this year, and I love it. I love it. No, I'm not going to come out here and say he wasn't being fed last year, because he was. It's just, unfortunately, at the touchdowns, they weren't matching. They weren't really working out to that favor. They weren't working out to that favor. So I apologize. It wasn't 1 touchdown last year. It was 2 touchdowns. That's my fault. In 2024, he had a total of over 1,100 yards, and he had 2 touchdowns last year. 2. This year, he's already at 4 with, what, 9 games left? 10 games left? 5 and 7. 10 games left? Man, Trey McBride could potentially have double digits. I would love to see it. I would love to see it. Let's take a couple comments here. Catalyst in the chat says, no wonder Dallas rushing offense is good. They got Javonte. Yeah, Javonte's a really, really good player. Very good player. I did like him out of the draft as well. I didn't think the Cardinals were going to draft him. I did want the Cardinals to draft him, but yeah, Javonte Williams, man, he's good. He's doing really, really good this year. Right now, Javonte Williams is at 224 carries, 633 yards, 8 touchdowns. Crazy. George Pickens, which they got from the Steelers. 43 receptions, 685 yards, 6 touchdowns for George Pickens, while CeeDee Lamb is going to be playing in this game, and he's got 28 receptions, 406 yards, 1 touchdown. Keep in mind, he was also on IR as well, so he missed about 4 games. And then they got their tight end, which is a really good tight end as well, in Jake Ferguson. He's got 6 touchdowns on the season, 334 yards, 51 receptions. So they got weapons, man. They got weapons galore. That's going to be a very, very, very good team to try to stop. We did it with the Colts. Why not them? One thing that we got to do is we got to force over a turnover for sure. And we got to capitalize on those turnovers. Kendrick in the chat says JSN greater than Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't think there's really much of a debate. Like if you're asking somebody who actually quote unquote knows ball, right? And not just being a person that just kind of, yeah, JSN right now his career is better than Marvin. That's for sure. Now, not this year, yes. The career so far, yes. Yes, I will give you that. JSN right now is having an unbelievable year. Marvin Harrison Jr., not what we thought. I don't feel like it's all his fault, personally. Call me a homer, call me biased, it's fine. I don't think it's all his fault, but I do believe Marvin Harrison Jr. will have success in the NFL, which we will be talking about potentially top 10, top whatever type of wide receiver, but we got to get this offense right. That's the number one thing. We got to get this offense right. Get Closer to God says they're going to be using CD as a running back again. I mean, they're going to pull out all the stops, 100%. They're going to be pulling out all the stops. Keep in mind, the Dallas Cowboys are looking at this game like the Cardinals are looking at this game. This is a must-win for them as well. The Dallas Cowboys are 3-4-1. 3-4-1. They're trying to stay within the standings of their division. The Eagles right now are flying away with that division at 6-2. God, why couldn't we be in the NFC East? For the love of God, man. Why couldn't we be in the damn NFC East, man? Like, the Eagles right now are 6-2. The Cowboys are 3-4-1. The Commanders are 3-6. Man, prayers up to Jaden Daniels. My God. I'm not sure if anybody saw Sunday Night Football, but it was a terrible game. I'm sorry. The Seahawks are leaps and bounds better than the Commanders are. But the Commanders have been struggling even before this game. It's not like I'm not trying to take away credit from the Seattle Seahawks, but the Commanders are a team in shambles right now. So many injuries. It's just, they're in shambles right now. Jaden Daniels, my God, you're down 25 plus points, and the injury that Jaden Daniels ended up sustaining, it's so hard to unsee. And it just felt so unnecessary. It felt so unnecessary to have him in the game. But it's the decisions that coaching decided. But keep going what I was talking about. Cowboys 3-4-1, Commanders 3-6, and then you got the Giants at 2-7. Like, if the Cardinals were in the freaking NFC East, like I think we used to be at one point, we would be so much better. Good God. But like the Packers, they're 5-2. The Lions 5-3. The Bears 5-3. The Vikings 4-4. The Cardinals right now are holding back the NFC West. I'll tell you that. The Cardinals right now are holding back the NFC West. Every team have 6 wins in this division except for the Cardinals. It's pathetic, man. It's pathetic. But like I said, you win this game. Hopefully, it trends in the right directions. We'll have to say we'll have to wait and see how it finds out, or shakes out. But the Cowboys right now are in a situation where they must win this game as well. Because if they win, they go 4-3-1. Sorry, they go 4-4-1, and if we win, we are 3-5. And then we got the Seattle Seahawks, which is a division game coming our way. So we'll see. We'll see how it all shakes out. Let's keep it with the chat. We got Brandon saying, no, we have to keep K1's value and not let him get hurt. Keep him bench. Somebody say we have to put Kyler in. Well, I mean, from what we're hearing, per Jonathan Gannon, it's so weird. And I've been talking about this at least for the last 2 weeks. People are going to claim it as their own because that's just the way that people do things. But I've been talking about this whole Kyler Murray situation for a very, very long time now. That like he hasn't, the expectations that I had for him, it hasn't been great. Like what we've seen, it hasn't been great. So per Jonathan Gannon, it definitely feels like he's not ready. But also on the other side of the coin, there's so much gray area. Like, I'll just leave it that way. There's so much gray area with the way this coaching staff speaks that, like, they really don't want to give you anything. Like, they really don't want to give you anything. Because listen in. Let's listen in to what apologize. Let's listen into what Jonathan Gannon had to say here. Check this out, right? Because this is how confusing what we're dealing with right now as Cardinal fans. Like, this is the confusing part of this whole situation. Check this out. Here, check this out.
Work today, Kyler is not going to be ready to start the game, so Jacoby will start. Obviously, feel good about Jacoby. I do want to give it the next couple days to see if Kyler could possibly have a role on game day. So,
Okay, real quick, before he actually elaborates a little bit more, that 1 to 2 second split clip right there, right? I want to allow some time for Kyler to potentially have a role. Like that right there has sent this Cardinals franchise and fan base in shockwaves. Saying something like that is telling me that if he's healthy, he might have a role. But Jacoby Brissett is QB1. You're pretty much insinuating that if he's healthy enough, he might have a role to potentially be a backup QB. That's what you're saying. That's what you're out here saying. But if you just came out and said it flat out, I think everybody would have a better understanding. But like, we're so kept in the dark as well. Jonathan Gannon and this regime, this is how the way they've been running things, and they're going to keep running this as long as they're here, right? Let's continue.
that's with that. Garrett and Walt are progressing well. Got to see him practice today, and we'll make that decision in the next 48 hours.
Let me pause it right there. I saw some people in the chat asking about Walter Nolan. He's progressing well. Garrett Williams, our best cornerback / nickel cornerback, is progressing well as well. We might realistically be able to see a debut of Walter Nolan today, and we might realistically see our best cornerback back on the field. Yeah. This is good news. This is really good news. I'm excited, but let's keep it going.
BJ had a really good day. It was good to see him out there. He looked really good to me, honestly, but he will not be up and playing.
Okay, BJ Ojulari. I kind of felt like that was going to happen already. It's probably going to take a little bit more than just I'm on the 21-day window open. Maybe expect not the Seahawks game, but maybe the 49ers game if I were to kind of put my best foot forward. But let's see what happens. But he's not going to be playing on Monday night.
Other than that, I think everybody's out there. We had a really good day yesterday. It was spirited. It was fast and aggressive.
Okay. So I'm not going to listen to the whole thing, right? Like I said, I usually what I get from Jonathan Gannon is within the first minute of his pressers. That's really kind of all I care about. So we'll leave it at that. I'm excited about this game, man. I really am. Here's the thing. I would put the Arizona Cardinals defense way over the defense of the Cowboys. I would. Now, it's kind of the opposite for the offense. Although the offense is trending in the right direction, it's still in the upper 20s when it comes down to the best of the best, right? The Arizona Cardinals aren't the best of the best when it comes down to the offense. The defense, I would put our defense way over theirs because we got the pieces. We got guys that are playmakers, Josh Sweat, right? Dalvin Tomlinson, Calais Campbell, Will Johnson, rookie, but still good. The offense on the other side of the coin. When you talk about the Arizona Cardinal offense, per Fox Sports, with Jacoby Brissett taking the helm in the last 2 weeks, we went from 28-29 in total offense to 22. So, yes, it's not a big jump, but we're trending in the right direction for this offense to start getting better and better, right? So we went from the 28-29 area, maybe hell even 30, to 22. So we're trending in the right direction. Passing offense, the Arizona Cardinals was ranked around 28-29 when Kyler was playing in the 5-game sample size. In the last 2 games, the Cardinals are now sitting at number 23 in passing offense. Like I said, not a big jump, but trending in the right direction. Rushing offense, Cardinals again was probably in the low 20s or in the high 20s, and now they're sitting at number 20. So fascinating, right? Scoring offense, we were one of the worst. Now we're sitting at number 19. So call it what you will, ladies and gentlemen. The Arizona Cardinals are trending in the direction to be better with Jacoby Brissett. Like, I know that pisses people off because they're like, oh, you're not going to pay a guy that much. Well, I don't think anybody expected for Jacoby Brissett to come out here and light up the Colts. I don't think they expected him to come out to light up the Green Bay Packers. Because keep in mind, the Green Bay Packers is a good team. The Colts are a good team. Nobody expected Jacoby Brissett to come out here and light it up. because we're so used to Clayton Tune getting thrown out there. We're so used to Josh Dobbs getting thrown out there. We're so used to Desmond Ridder getting thrown out there. We didn't actually have a competent quarterback ever besides Kyler. But now we actually saw it. And now we actually saw it and said, okay, okay, I see you. All these people that were saying this is all Petsing's fault, right? All the people that lie to you that it's all Petsing's fault. Not here. Not the subscribers here. We knew what's up. We knew what's up. It's just people have a hard time making blame to, or putting a portion of the blame to where the portion of blame belongs. And it's everywhere, including your precious Kyler. Including your precious Kyler Murray. There's a portion of this fan base that's only Kyler Murray fans, and they refuse. And I mean with a capital R, refuse to call it like it is. And you got people feeding them that BS. So you got people validating what these guys, these Kyler Murray stands are feeling. Of course, they're gonna keep preaching it. But we know the truth. We know the truth. We know damn well that it's everything. Everything was a play as to why the Arizona Cardinals were in this very stagnant, terrible, dink and dunk type of offense. I told y'all. Told y'all. Cards House says we're a dumpster fire yet again. I mean, well, damn it. Yeah, well, I mean, I got nothing to say about that. But let's move on over to the next topic, right? We talked about Dallas Cowboys, Cardinals. I'm excited about this game. There might be not people that are excited because they're like, oh, Jacoby Brissett is a backup quarterback. Oh, Jacoby Brissett is a journeyman. He's 0-2 with the Cardinals. Why am I going to be excited about that? Well, you don't have to be. I mean, I am. I still want the Cardinals to win. Am I still going to be looking at the Arizona Cardinals like draft stock? Of course I am, because I don't think the season's really going to go anywhere. Let's call it like it is. I don't think the season's going to go anywhere. But with all the games that have been played so far, with the exception of Monday night, the Cardinals are sitting at the 8th overall spot here in the 2026 NFL draft, for what it's worth. The Arizona Cardinals are sitting at the 8th overall spot in the 2026 NFL draft, for what it's worth. So, new quarterback on the way? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But let's go ahead and just do a real quick shout out to the sponsors of the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube, the guys that are keeping the lights on. That's going to be none other than Sleeper. Shout out to them. Everything will be in the description below of the video. But the NFL season is here, which means you now have a chance to 100 times your cash on daily fantasy football. Pick on stats for stars like touchdowns, passing yards, and receiving yards, and fantasy points, and more for up to 100 times a payout on Sleeper. Get your picks right, and you can win big. Use promo code AZSF, and you can get up to a $100 deposit match on your first initial deposit. Terms and conditions apply. Everything will be in the description below of the video. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time. If you made it this far into the live stream, appreciate it. Thank you so very much. Do me a huge favor. Smack the like button. Right now, we're sitting with over 100 of you guys here in the chat. 100 of you guys, over 100 of you guys in the chat. We got 36 likes. What are we doing? Subscribe it up, ladies and gentlemen. And we are also doing a live play-by-play and reaction of this game. A live play-by-play and reaction of this game. So if you do not have any plans and you want to go somewhere to, be somewhere with some other Arizona Cardinal fans, you know where to come. We will be live on this channel during the game. I won't be showing the game, but we'll be doing live play-by-play. So you have a place to go. Subscribe it up absolutely for free. Appreciate you guys. But I want to talk about something that is very sensitive to some people. So Kyler Murray stands if you're out there. You might want to close your eyes or maybe click off if you want. But we have to have this conversation. We have to. So, I saw an article. Now, please keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that some things that we read, they're not end-all be-alls, right? I want everybody we're reading it for perspective, for have conversation, to talk about something. I want to be very clear, okay? Here we go. We got to let's get to the super chat before we have the hard conversations. Let's do that. Devil. Appreciate the super chat, Devil. He says this: my crazy prediction is the Cardinals win 43-23, and my realistic prediction is the Cardinals win 30-27. Well, win's a win. A win's a win, brother. I want nothing more than the Arizona Cardinals to smack those Cowboys and put a nail in their coffin and hopefully kill their season. Because if we lose, our season is dead. I mean, it's pretty much in the dumps now, but it's even deader. So I appreciate the $5 donation, Devil. Thank you so much, man. You're the man. Okay, so going back to what we were going to talk about, as you can take a look at the title, Kyler Murray to be dealt on the offseason. There's an article out there on Pro Football Talk, and yes, by Mike Florio. I know some people don't like him, and some people always want to say some things here and there about Mike Florio, but he's got connections, he's got sources, maybe not the right sources, but I want to at least humor and have a conversation about how he feels about it. He's in the NFL world. He knows some people more than I do, so I want to give him an opportunity to, I guess I want to read the article and kind of go from there, right? So there's an article out there from Pro Football Talk, and it's labeled Kyler Murray, Cardinals could be headed for a off-season divorce. Yes, you heard that right, an off-season divorce. So basically, it outlines where the Cardinals are at. Now, anything is possible. Can the Cardinals trade him this trade deadline tomorrow? They can. But realistically, if you're a team in contention, like right now, I'm looking at the teams that are good, right? Like that are playoff teams right now, right? I'm not really seeing any of these teams that are desperate enough for them to throw the house into getting a quarterback like Kyler. Like, if I'm going to be real with you, the only teams that I can say, oh man, they might want to go after a guy like Kyler might be like New Orleans, maybe the Jets. Some say Miami. I don't, but I'm going to throw them in there. Cleveland, Vegas. All these guys are within the top 5 of the NFL, top 10 of the NFL draft. All 5 of these teams in the top 10 of the NFL draft right now. Are you willing to provide a first-round pick or give up maybe the farm for a guy that really hasn't proven anything? That's the big question out there. And I think this article, it outlines it very, very... It's very good. It's a very good outline because it's true. Like, Cleveland, what's their enticement to throw multiple picks at the Cardinals for saying, okay, save our season, Kyler, but like, let's be real, like 2-6, we're 2-5. The Jets are 1-7. The New Orleans Saints are 1-8. A team most likely will make a move for a guy like Kyler Murray that still has a name, but it probably will be in the offseason. All these teams that are in front of us in the draft, they all feel the same way we do. And that is, this season is cooked. You got a player like Kyler Murray that's getting paid a crazy amount of money. To be 8-22 in the division. 38, 48-1 to be a starter in the NFL. Like, a crazy amount of money to not be your X factor to win games, right? And I'm not saying it's all him, right? It's not all him. The defense should have done a couple things. The running back has not been good, or at least like the run game hasn't been good. The O-line hasn't been great. So it's a lot of factors as to why we are here. It's not all Kyler. But when you're getting paid that amount of money, if you're getting paid that amount of money, I don't think Cleveland's going to break the door down for Kyler. I don't think Vegas is going to break the door down. They just paid Geno, right? The Jets, New Orleans, Cleveland, they're not going to break the door down for Kyler. Now, the offseason, that might be where it gets a little interesting. Because like I said in this article, he says, I poked around and I learned there are too many moving parts for the Kyler Murray trade to happen now. Too many teams will be willing to even consider it. Not too many teams would be willing to even consider it. Murray, even without a no trade clause, would have to be willing to embrace the new change of venue. His contract would be an issue. Having fewer suitors would reduce any leverage he'd possibly have for a through-the-door extension. So despite the current existence of an awkward vibe between Kyler and the Cardinals, he won't be going anywhere this season. And I mean, I kind of tend to believe it. Now, there is a real situation where the Cardinals can push the reset button on the quarterback this offseason, or even like I wouldn't know how to feel if the Cardinals, like let's say for example, only won 3 or 4 games, do you guys want the coaching staff back? Even if they try to sell to you that we want our own guy, like our own quarterback, because they didn't draft him, how would you guys feel about that? Because that might be what the Cardinals might sell you. Now, of course, the coaching staff needs to finish off strong. They need to. And they're fighting for their jobs. If the Cardinals only win like 3 or 4 games, they might not be back. But if the Cardinals win 6, 7 games, they might be. They might be. Now, I would still like to kind of see somebody like heads roll, because at the end of the day, your expectations of what this year was supposed to be wasn't accomplished. So, like, I don't really know exactly how this is going to shake out, but at least per Mike Florio, he poked around, and there's just too many moving parts this season. But he could see an offseason move for the Cardinals to trade him away. He could definitely see that happen. But it's so weird, man. If you don't feel like it's weird the way the Cardinals are handling this whole situation, then you're just blinded. You're blinded by the fact that you're probably not paying attention, because this whole situation is so damn weird. So, how the season shakes out is going to be very interesting. Very, very interesting. I don't know if Gannon is going to be safe. He might be. He might be. I don't know if Rallis is going to be safe. He might be. Petzing, Kyler might be the guys if the season doesn't get corrected. If the season doesn't get corrected. But this is where it starts. This game right here on Monday Night Football, where the lights are the brightest. This is where the game's going. This is where the season's going to end and potentially reblossom. Right here, this season. Let's go with the Leah. But if he does, it's going to be weird. Maybe I shouldn't have read that because I don't know who he is. Oh, here we go. So I don't think I see K1 getting traded or with other teams. I don't know if it's going to happen this offseason. Or I don't think it's going to be this season, at least per Mike Florio. I mean, I think it would be something the Cardinals should at least humor. But I can agree that there might be a lot of moving parts. I can agree with that, 100%. I can agree with that there might be a lot of moving parts. But at least as of right now, per over the cap, let me go and share my screen so you guys can see what I'm seeing here. Here we go. All right, so we're sitting in 2025, right? Base salary of $18 million. This is his pro rates, his roster bonus. Here's per game, workout bonus. Sheesh. Imagine getting this much to work out. Good God. And that's not just him. That's players. Players in the NFL, they get paid to work out. It's crazy. Anyways, guaranteed salary, right? So 2025, this is the cap hit. This is the amount of cap that he takes this year. It goes up next year. It was a lot higher last year, right? So this is the cap that he's hitting this year. If the Cardinals decided to trade him away, right? So trade him post June 1st. That's where we're at right now. So if they traded him post June 1st. Now, of course, it's going to be different from this year to this year, right? But, like, you're still saving amount of money. You're going to have a dead cap hit of $10 million either way. Like, $10 million here, $10 million here. Now, I'm not going to come out here and say over the cap is the end-all, be-all. Like, these are the numbers that are right on the head. But they at least have to be within the ballpark. At least I would think, right? How can this, website function this long? They've been around forever. So they at least got to be within the ballpark. So, $10 million of dead money. That's a lot of money. That's not my $10 million. So, it's probably easier for me to say, oh, yeah, do it, right? But it's the same thing. Now, the cap savings, yeah, you have $32 million this year and $42 next year. Now, it might fluctuate when we're actually in the year. Well, I don't know. I don't know how it works. I'm going to have to keep my eye on that. But you're still getting a cap savings of $32.6 million. Still a lot of money. So I would feel like the Arizona Cardinals should potentially do it. Now, but going back to the argument that we had before, right? Going back to this tankathon, this draft order, what is the enticement for a team like New Orleans? Why? You're 1-8. Your season isn't going anywhere. Unless you're going to stash him and say, okay, you're our guy moving forward next year in 2026. Oh, you have a foot injury? Let us sit you down. You develop this playbook. Like, that's your only real enticement that they have. But this season is cooked for them. 1-8, 1-7 for the Jets. Cleveland, 2-6. 2-6 for Vegas. Like these seasons are cooked. They're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. Like no other team I can see here. At one point, I was thinking Minnesota, right? Minnesota wants to get back within contention here, so they're probably going to go after somebody. JJ McCarthy just had a good game. I don't think they're even thinking about getting rid of draft capital for a guy like Kyler. JJ McCarthy just had a good game, and they just won, so good for them. But like, what's the benefit? I guess might as well wait for the offseason. I don't know. I mean, that's just kind of a way to look at it. I could be wrong. We could probably get breaking news tomorrow and say the Cardinals move off of Kyler. Or we don't. Or the Cardinals can trade for somebody. You never know. But I just found that very fascinating to kind of read this article and kind of dissect it and see exactly kind of how the people in the NFL world perceive it. But people think, man. People think that this is a real possibility that the Cardinals can go not be a Cardinal next year. Robert in the chat says Vegas might bite for Kyler. They might. They might. Right now, Vegas is sitting at the 7th overall spot in the draft. Maybe. I mean, they got a really rich, and they got Tom Brady over there as well. Maybe they do. Maybe they do. Bailey in the chat says Kyler has very little trade value. It's so crazy because right now it does feel like that. It does. It does feel like Kyler Murray has very, very little trade value, but it just takes one. It takes one team like the Miami Dolphins that gave us a second-round pick for Josh Rosen. It takes one team to say, okay, I believe in him. Well, right now the Cardinals are playing this off like Kyler's still hurt, and he might be. He might be. I don't know if we're going to see Kyler this year. I don't know. Maybe. Brady's not going to walk. Yeah, fair point. I was just talking about because they had money. Not that Kyler is this next Tom Brady. No, I was just talking about more because they have money over there. Like they got investors. And he's like a minority owner. But yeah, you're right. Kyler to Pittsburgh? Yeah. Let's say Aaron Rodgers doesn't have a good end to the season, right? Let's just say he calls it quits, right? Because right now, Pittsburgh is in contention for a playoff spot. They're 5-3 right now. Let's say things unravel and they don't finish off strong, or there's another first-round exit for Pittsburgh. Maybe they're looking for a new quarterback. Although we saw the reports that Pittsburgh would love to have Aaron Rodgers back next year. Aaron Rodgers is going to have to agree with that. He's getting up there in age. What is he, like 30? He's 41. Good God, I didn't know he was in his 40s. Sheesh. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is 41. Maybe the Steelers might be a spot. Yeah. Good call out. Pittsburgh would never. Yeah. All we have is a hope and a dream here. The truth. All we have is a hope and a dream. And I know you're a Seahawks fan, but all we have is a hope and a dream right now. Because, yes, although it's not all Kyler Murray's fault, and I can definitely admit it's not all Kyler. It's not. But at some point, if it's not working, you can't beat the dead horse multiple years. We have yet to win the division. We have yet to win a playoff game. We have a record of 8-22 in the NFC West. Kyler's got a record of 38-48-1 as a starting quarterback. At some point, you need to pull the trigger. At some point, you need to say to yourself, I made a mistake. At some point, you need to say to yourself, what can we do to bring another guy here? We saw it in the last 2 weeks, and the world will see it. If Jacoby Brissett plays like we've seen in the last 2 weeks, people will see, wow, this offense functions really good. I'm not saying they're a Super Bowl team. I'm not saying Jacoby Brissett's the future. All I'm saying is that what we've seen in the first 5 weeks, everybody told everybody that it's Petzing's fault. This offensive coordinator is terrible. This scheme can't work, people were saying. Petzing doesn't allow Kyler to throw the ball down the field. That's why he's checking down. That's what the narrative was out there. But you see Jacoby Brissett with a small time to prepare, getting wheeled into the fire, thrown into the fire, and in 2 weeks, he's absolutely outperformed any level of how this offense has been for the past 5 or the first 5 weeks of the season. This offense looks better with Jacoby Brissett. It's as simple as that. and the world will see it if Jacoby Brissett does that again. If he doesn't and he regresses, it would be unfortunate because this defense for the Cowboys is bad. Is bad. Russell Wilson, for the love of God, earlier in the season, this is when Russell Wilson actually started the season. They played the Cowboys. Russell Wilson had 450 yards on this defense. Russell Wilson had 450 yards on this defense, 3 touchdowns and 1 interception. He was flinging that rock all up and down the damn field. Now, yes, he did have Malik Neighbors at the time, but 450 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Good God. That's a lot. So, Jacoby Brissett sliced and diced the Colts. Sliced and diced, even when he was harassed a lot by the Packers. So, let's see. Let's see what happens. Kyler as RB3. That's funny. Trade him to the Cowboys. I don't know what's going to happen. Kyler as a backup. Well, we're probably going to be hearing something here pretty soon, or maybe closer to game day, because, within the next hour. Because right now we're sitting about 5 hours from kickoff, around there, a little over 5 hours from kickoff. We still don't know if Kyler's going to be active yet, unless it already came out when I was streaming. And I don't think I see something here yet. But like Jonathan Gannon said, on Saturday, he's going to take the 48 hours to feel or to see if Kyler can have some sort of role. That's what he said. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Zay Jones Legacy Gaming coming. Yeah, I hope him or Marv. I hope Marv and Trey actually get involved. I really do. Let's keep it going with the chats. Rob, what's up, Rob? It's always been everyone's fault except for Kyler. Cliff's Petsing the offensive line. Yeah, it's the way it is, man. It's, and I was on that train as well. So I'm not going to come out here and act like in the beginning I wasn't a part of that crowd, right? Because the whole Cliff Kingsbury firing situation, I'm not going to say it was my fault, because no, it takes a whole community to come together and obviously speak the same language, but I didn't help the case, right? I didn't help the case, especially when I'm making videos like Cliff Kingsbury is the worst coach in the NFC West, right? When you're making those type of videos and people are watching it and they're frustrated and they're pissed off with the way the season ended, of course, it's going to really get people riled up and get frustrated. So I didn't help the case either, but you're right. Cliff was getting thrown on the bus, and guess what? Petsing was going to get thrown under the bus too. And guess what? All those Kyler Murray stands were more than happy to throw somebody else under the bus. They were more than happy to allow somebody else to get thrown under the bus and not look at where a good blame should have gone to. It should have gone to. And let's be real here, ladies and gentlemen. Like, the blame should have gone everywhere. And unfortunately, those Kyler Murray stands are still they're still crying right now because Jacoby Brissett starting his third straight game. Is K1 injured or not? What we know, the way that Jonathan Gannon is saying, they're saying he is. Now, we don't know the extent of it, but the weird thing as to like this question, because it's not as simple as yes or no. Like, that's the problem. It's not as simple as yes or no, because Jonathan Gannon says on Saturday that he's going to take 48 hours to find out if he could have some sort of role, but Jacoby Brissett is going to start. That tells me he's being benched. And if he's going to be active but not starting, that's telling me he's being benched. And if that's the case, and if he's healthy enough to be a backup, you also did say 3 or 4 weeks ago that if he's healthy, he's going to be a starter. What changed? Right? So, like, I wish I could answer your question as plain as day, but I can't, because it's not that simple. So, per the Arizona Cardinals, yes, he's hurt. Foot injury. They don't tell us what it is, but it's a foot injury. Or they didn't tell us not that what it is. They haven't told us the severity of it, because he's also not eligible for IR, because the media asked him, will he be placed on IR? He said, as of right now, no, he won't be placed on IR. Well, there's the 4 weeks that he's missed, including the bye week. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Let's go with what's up, Camden? Honestly, I really like Kyler, but I think he's good QB, but he doesn't fit here. Fair. Billy says, "I'm sad we suck, bro." Yeah, I'm sad we suck all the time, man. That is just it's tough. It's tough to what's the word? Cover a team that is already trending on their 4th straight losing season. It's tough to cover a team because we're sold this bag of goods. We're sold that, hey, we're trending in the right direction. Trust the process. But on the other side of the coin, what are we really gaining? That we're close? Yeah, man, check this out. The Seattle Seahawks in year 1 of Mike McDonald had over 9 to 10 wins. Why not the Cardinals, right? Why can't we find that guy that's going to set that culture? Why not? Because it's always an excuse. It's always trust the process. It's always let's rebuild slow. Let's take 3 or 4 or 5 years to rebuild, and then we're good for 2 years, and then we suck again for 3 or 4 or 5 years. That's what I was hoping that Monty was going to change. And so far, Monty Austin Fort's draft picks have been not the best. I want to say the worst, but definitely not the best. Free agency, not the best. A lot of his picks have not been working out. Trades, not very good at it. So, yeah, man, it's a lot. It's a lot. I think Brisket. I've been seeing a lot of people calling him Brisket. I don't understand why, but I think Brissett balls out. I think so too. Our organization are bad. Our ownership is bad. The front office is terrible. Everything's bad. Yeah, fair. Yeah, fair. Fair. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're hitting the hour mark. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be closing up shop right here. We will be live later on. Just FYI. We will be live later on. So in about 5 hours from now, we're going to have kickoff Monday, Cardinals versus Cowboys. Let's go. Super excited. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me know here in the chat below who's going to win this game. Do your last predictions, Cardinals versus Cowboys. We have a chance to beat the Dallas Cowboys. I feel it in the heart of hearts. The Cardinals go on a 6-game losing streak. Yikes. I don't know what we're going to do, but we're here for it, man. We're all going to be watching together, crying, bleeding, all together. Let me know here in the chat below. Appreciate you guys for coming through. You guys are all absolutely amazing. Have a great rest of your day. See you guys later if you're coming in. If you're not, we'll see you in a different video. Have a great rest of your day. And as always, go Cardinals.